So today I'm behind the wheel of the 2021 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon 392, and I'm going to take some moments to showcase the interior of this thing. So it's a little rainy, and with the top of the Jeep, you probably hear that coming through on the video. But over on the left, you've got your door latch, your door locks, and your rear mirror adjust. To the right of that, you've got your lighting settings for the headlights, as well as the dim level for the lights and the gauge cluster. Speaking of that gauge cluster, you have your normal tach over on the left. In the middle of that showcases what four-wheel drive setting you are in, and I will showcase how you can switch between those in a moment. Over on the right, you've got your speedometer. In the middle, it features a full digital display. Shows you a compass up top left, your temps outside. In the middle can be changed between different options, which I'll showcase in a moment. You've got temps on the left and your fuel gauge on the right. Your gear is indicated right here, and of course the mileage of the vehicle. So you have a few pages that you can cycle through. So you got speedometer, you got some vehicle info, which then you can cycle left and right. So starting from the front, you got tire pressure, coolant temp, trans temp, oil temp, oil pressure, the oil life of the vehicle, the battery voltage, the tire pressure, back again. So going down again, you have an off-road screen showcasing the degrees of the vehicle and the pitch and roll. You got driver assist screen, your fuel economy of the vehicle, trip info between trip A and trip B, audio, whatever you're listening to, messages, screen setup, and back to the speedometer. Now moving back to the steering wheel, how I was adjusting all those options is over here on the left, up and down, and if you go in an option, it can go left, right. That's how you do so. You got your phone options right here as well to start a call, end a call, and to talk as well. Over on the right, you've got things to make your life easier. So you got cruise control, you've got the lane sensors for cruise control as well. Behind the steering wheel is some paddles. You've got the down gear obviously and the up gear on the right, showcased by the minus and the plus. Give you a better look at the steering wheel. Behind the steering wheel is the start stop button. Moving on to the navigation display. This is kind of like the home screen, but you can go between like media, your climate control. Currently have it all off because the weather's kind of weird here where I am. It's cold, but I want the heat on and I get too hot when I'm filming this, so I turned it all off, but let me turn it on just for the video purposes. So you can adjust things digitally, obviously, as well as manually down here, and I'll show in a second, but these are the settings you can change. You can change where you direct the normal climate controls, pretty much everything you can do manually down below. And if you push off on the button down here, it's off up there. You got different controls for the driver's seat, the heated steering wheel, the backup camera, which can also be controlled down below for the heated seat and the steering wheel. You've got the Uconnect apps. So you got TravelLink, and they use the description of apps. You know, I don't consider pushing the driver heat steering or the seat to be an app, but it is. But something that is really an app is the off-road pages, which I will showcase in a second. But these are all the things they consider an app. So going to the off-road pages real fast. Takes a moment to boot up. It is also enabled and displayed once you push the off-road plus button down below, which I'll showcase. So the off-road pages are cool because let's just start up top. Showcases what the drivetrain is doing. So, and also when you're in a four-wheel drive mode, showcases what the transfer case is doing. It's really cool. It shows you exactly where you are. Now you know where I am. You got auxiliary accessory gauges for the coolant temp, the oil temp. Basically, most of what I was showcasing in the center gauge cluster. You've got pitch and roll, much like it was in the middle gauge cluster as well as trail cam, which I am not on a trail right now. You got navigation. Got the forward camera again, quickly to access there, and settings. So you got normal stuff like language, display units, voice, clock, safety assistance, the lights, door locks, your seats and comfort. But moving from that, you got that HVAC system I was mentioning. Pretty much all those buttons that were digitally above are down here. So you got your heated steering wheel, heated seats, you got the up for heat, for cool, fan control right here. Over on the left is volume control. Over on the right is the tuner button, or tuner knob for the radio. Below that, you've got a mute button. And this button right here is not some binoculars, it is the active exhaust. So when I push this button, it is going to get noticeably louder in the cabin. But I turn it off for video purposes. So you got traction control off next to that. You got the hazard button. You got parking sensors you can turn off. You got a screen off, as well as the hill assist cruising options, I believe. Off the top of my head, it's kind of elapsed me for the moment. Down below that, you've got your 12-volt smoker's port, as I call it. And noticeably different from normal vehicles, you've got the window switches in the middle. And you can lock the windows as well. Over to the right, you've got a bunch of media ports, so auxiliary, USB-C, and an old school USB. Below that, you've got a bunch of off-road options, so you can lock the front and rear differentials, or you can also lock the rear only, and to unlock them, you can push right here. So if you were to want to lock both, you get to lock axle, shift to four-wheel drive low, which I am currently in four-wheel drive auto. And you would push this and it would disable. You also have an off-road plus mode. So pushing that turns off traction control, and it immediately kicks you into the off-road pages screen, which is kind of cool. Just gonna turn it off. You also can, there we go. It disconnects the sway bar. Sway bar disconnected. Turn it back on. Down here, all these auxiliary buttons you can code in to do something for your vehicle, lights, any other sort of feature. Currently they're all on just for fun, but they don't actually do anything from the stock vehicle unless you make them do something. Just taking a step back from that, you've got your gear lever. Features old school Jeep branding and a red button. So you got park, reverse, neutral, and drive, and from drive you hit it over. You can manually shift your gears here or up on the steering wheel for the paddle shifters that I showcased. To the left of that, you've got your four-wheel drive gear selector. So you got four-wheel drive high in auto, you got four-wheel drive high part-time, you got neutral, and you got four-wheel drive low. I really like vehicles that have, a manual knob for this instead of or a manual gear selector instead of like a knob or button. Back from that, you've got a little coin tray, which is a little bit dirty from snacks, but you also have a manual emergency brake. You got 2 cups. You've got a cubby hole with some gear that you might need to remove the roof. As well as some more room below you got a USB port as well. Moving to the passenger side, you have a nice grab handle should you be off-roading and your passenger wants to grab something. And you got a glove box. Give you a look at the passenger door. We got little window net below. This is the seating situation in the vehicle, featuring Rubicon 392 branding on the seats. It's all in the back. The roof folds back all the way, and that is controlled up here. And you also have assist and SOS buttons. But that is pretty much the interior of the Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon 392. If there's a feature that I missed out mentioning, let me know in the comments below, or if you have any questions, I will be sure to try to get you the answer if I can. Thanks for watching.